Summer of 1950, Los Alamos National Laboratory. A physicist finishes his lunch, puts down his fork, and asks a single question. That question has never been answered, and if the answer is what scientists now suspect, we may be in serious danger. This is the Fermi paradox, and the universe should be loud with the voices of 1,000,000 civilizations. Instead, we hear nothing. Perfect, unbroken silence. But the universe is not silent because nothing is out there. It may be silent because everything that tried to speak was destroyed. Where is everybody? In the summer of 1950, 4 physicists were walking to lunch at Los Alamos National Laboratory. Enrico Fermi, the man who built the first nuclear reactor, was one of them. They were talking casually about flying saucers, UFO reports, the possibility of faster-than-light travel. Halfway through the meal, he asked a question that would haunt science for the next 75 years. Where is everybody? The galaxy is roughly 9 billion years older than Earth. Even at slow speeds, a single civilization with basic rockets could colonize every star system in the Milky Way in a few tens of millions of years. A blink, cosmically speaking. If life is common, if intelligence is common, if any of them ever got the urge to explore, they should already be here. The galaxy should be loud, crowded, obvious. It isn't. And that absence, that screaming nothing, is the most disturbing piece of evidence in modern science. The Drake equation, formulated by astronomer Frank Drake in 1961, tries to estimate how many communicating civilizations should exist in our galaxy right now. Even with conservative numbers, the answer comes back in the thousands, possibly millions. We now know that nearly every star has planets. A significant fraction of them sit in habitable zones. The raw ingredients for life, water, carbon, amino acids, have been detected on comets and in nebulae, drifting freely through space. The galaxy should be a carnival. Instead, it is a graveyard. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence, known as SETI, has been listening since 1960. 65 years of radio telescopes scanning the sky, looking for a signal that could not have come from natural sources. In all that time, one candidate stood out. On August 15, 1977, astronomer Jerry Amon was reviewing printouts from the Big Ear telescope at Ohio State University. A narrow-band signal, exactly in the frequency range where SETI theorists predicted an alien civilization might broadcast, had been picked up from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It lasted 72 seconds. Amon circled it on the printout and wrote a single word in the margin. Wow. The wow signal has never been detected again. Not in any of the thousands of hours telescopes have since spent pointed at that exact patch of sky. Whatever it was, it spoke once, and then it stopped. That is the sum total of humanity's detection of the universe outside ourselves. One 72-second signal. Maybe. Scientists started proposing solutions not because they wanted to, but because the silence demanded an explanation. The first answer assumes we are not rare. Life is everywhere. Intelligence is everywhere. They are just hidden from us on purpose. This is the zoo hypothesis, proposed by MIT radio astronomer John Ball in 1973. We are a nature preserve, a quarantined specimen. They are watching the way a biologist watches a developing culture in a petri dish, waiting for us to mature. But the next hypothesis is not polite at all. It is called the dark forest, and it comes not from a scientist, but from a science fiction novelist named Liu Cixin. Despite its fictional origin, serious astrophysicists now treat it as one of the most logically compelling explanations for the silence. Imagine the universe is a dark forest at night. Every civilization is a hunter moving carefully through the trees. You cannot see the other hunters. You cannot know their intentions. You cannot know if they will grow faster than you and become a threat. You can only know one thing: shoot first. Because the cost of hesitating could be extinction. In a universe where trust cannot be verified across light-year distances and where technological gaps of even a few centuries can mean total dominance, the only survivable strategy is silence. Every civilization that ever broadcast loudly into the void was hunted and destroyed. The ones still alive learned to stay quiet. That is why we hear nothing. Not because no one is there, because the ones who are there know better than to speak. And we have been screaming our location into the forest for 100 years. Radio broadcasts since the 1930s, the Arecibo message, the Voyager Golden records. Whether anything has heard us yet, and whether it is already on its way, is a question no one can answer. Then there is the possibility that we are early, that life is common, but intelligence is not. An advanced intelligence capable of interstellar communication takes so long to evolve that we may simply be among the first. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, but heavy elements, the kind needed for rocky planets and complex chemistry, only became abundant a few billion years ago. The first generation of stars did not have the materials for life. The galaxy had to cook for a long time before kitchens like Earth could exist at all. Maybe we are not late to the party. Maybe we are the hosts, setting up chairs, waiting for guests who have not yet woken up. If this is true, humanity is something genuinely precious, the first flame in a dark room, possibly the ancestor of every intelligent species that will ever exist in this galaxy. The weight of that is hard to sit with. But the most terrifying solution to the Fermi paradox is the one called the Great Filter. Proposed by economist Rubin in 1996, the Great Filter argues that somewhere along the path from dead matter to galaxy-spanning civilization, there is a step so difficult, so improbable, that almost nothing makes it through. A bottleneck, a wall, a filter. And the silence of the galaxy is evidence that this filter exists, because if it did not, the universe would be loud. The question, the one that makes scientists lower their voices, is where the filter is. If the filter is behind us, we got lucky. Maybe the origin of life itself is the hard part. Maybe the jump from single-celled organisms to complex multicellular life, which took nearly 2 billion years on Earth, is the step that almost never happens. Maybe the evolution of intelligence, tool use, language is the miracle. If any of these are the filter, then we have already passed through. The hard part is done. But if the filter is ahead of us, we are in trouble. Every civilization that reaches our stage may run into a problem it cannot survive. The stage of splitting the atom, altering the climate, engineering pathogens, building artificial intelligence, nuclear war, engineered biology, runaway climate collapse, an artificial intelligence that decides its creators are an obstacle. Some failure mode that every technological species encounters and that none of them escape. That is why the galaxy is quiet. They all got here, and they all died. Stephen Hawking several times warned against actively broadcasting our location into space. An advanced civilization that detects us might view us the way we view bacteria. Not with malice, just with indifference. There is one more possibility, and it may be the strangest of all, that we have been contacted. We just do not have the senses to notice. A civilization 1,000,000 years ahead of us would not use radio waves any more than we use smoke signals. Their communications might be encoded in neutrinos streaming through the Earth every second, in gravitational wave modulations at frequencies we cannot yet measure, in structures inside the cosmic microwave background itself. To an ant crawling across a fiber optic cable, billions of human conversations are passing through at the speed of light. The ant will never know. It does not have the equipment. Maybe we are the ant. We have almost no data. One planet with life, one species with intelligence, one 72-second radio signal. From that, we are trying to extrapolate the history and future of the entire universe. The Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile is now beginning operations, photographing the entire southern sky every few nights. The Habitable Worlds Observatory, scheduled for launch in the 2040s, is being designed specifically to analyze the atmospheres of Earth-like exoplanets for biosignatures. Oxygen, methane, the chemical fingerprints of life. If every nearby planet turns out to be dead, the silence will get louder and the great filter will loom closer. The silence of the universe is not neutral. It is telling us something. We just do not know what yet. We may be alone, we may be early, we may be hunted, we may be quarantined, we may be too primitive to notice the conversation happening all around us. Or the filter that silenced everyone else may be closer than we think. The universe is not keeping its secret forever. Every year our instruments get sharper. Every year the silence shrinks. Sooner or later something will break it. A signal, a structure, an atmosphere that should not exist, a ship, something. Every dead world we find is not a failure, it is a warning. And warnings are only useful if someone is still alive to hear them.